These are 10 of the very best middleweight naked motorcycles in 2024. In at 10 we have the obvious Yamaha MT-07. The MT-07 has been one of Yamaha's top-selling motorcycles since it arrived in 2014. Now, 10 years later, the 2024 MT-07 is still an outstanding, budget-friendly option that will please new and experienced riders alike. It skips over most of the fancy rider aids that are common in this category. There is no slipper clutch or traction control here, but the MT-07 is so well built and smooth in its operation, you don't really miss any of it. The engine is a 689cc liquid-cooled two-cylinder with 72 horsepower and 67 Nm of torque, peaking at 6,500 RPM. The aggressive, readily available torque is one of the bike's key trademarks. As soon as you crank the throttle, the MT-07 is ready to go with an extremely fun hooligan ride style that is still relatively manageable. The only real update on the latest model is a slightly larger 5-inch TFT display with smartphone connectivity via the free MyRide app. The old saying goes, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. And I think it'll be a tall order to find a bike that is more satisfying and more polished than this for a £7,500 entry price. For all the details on the MT-07, check out our road test review. The power is 72 horsepower, the seat height is 805mm, it weighs in at 184 kilograms wet, tank size is 14 litres, and the price £7,500. In at 9 we have the Triumph Trident 660. The other brilliant budget-friendly naked, Triumph's Trident 660, immediately gave the MT-07 a real run for its money when it was released in 2021. The latest 2024 model hasn't seen any major changes either, but remains an excellent model that feels far more premium than its £7,895 price tag would suggest. Triumph is using one of their signature inline 3-cylinder engines with 80 horsepower and 64 Nm of torque at 6,250 RPM. The Trident is a little more user-friendly than the MT with a more laid-back torque delivery. It eases you into its power with a smooth roll-on, but if you want to rev it hard, the power kicks in around the 8K mark and has noticeably more pull in the high end than its chief rival. The Trident also manages to pack in almost every bell and whistle you can think of, with rider modes, switchable traction control, preload adjustable Showa suspension with responsive Nissin brakes and ride-by-wire technology. It is a plush package for an appealing price point, so the real choice comes down to whether you are looking for a hooligan or something a bit more refined. You can't really go wrong. For all info on the Triumph Trident 660, check out Roger's full road test review up there. So the power is 80 horsepower, the seat height is 805mm, it weighs in at 189 kilograms wet, the tank size is 14 litres, and the price is £7,895. 8th place goes to the new for 2023 Suzuki GSX-8S. A new entry in the budget department is the Suzuki GSX-8S, a brand new successor to their long-standing SV650 with a new engine and its own suite of tech features. The SV650 was arguably one of the best beginner bikes of all time, but was starting to feel a little dated compared to some of its chief rivals. The GSX arrived last year to remedy that, and despite losing the iconic V-twin character, the new bike still fills a similar role in the category with a more modern design setup. The new engine is an 81 horsepower, 776cc parallel twin with a maximum 78 Nm of peak torque. It unquestionably packs in more power than the previous model, but it is also a bit on the heavy side at 203 kilograms. Similar to the SV before it, the GSX-8S offers a smooth and manageable character that should be a big hit with newer riders. When it comes to features, the GSX-8S comes with a choice of ride modes, traction control, an up and down quick shifter as standard, but it also comes in with a slightly more expensive entry price than its main rivals at £8,199. So the power is 81 horsepower, the seat height is 810mm, it weighs in at 203 kilograms, the tank size is 14 litres, and the price £8,199. At number 7 we find the CB750 Hornet from Honda. The new Hornet made waves at last year's show season and is joined for 2024 by 1000cc and 500cc versions to complete the range. The two-horse race between the MT-07 and the Trident in the 7K price range was made a bit more interesting with the CB750's arrival, boasting a superior power-to-weight ratio than either and still packing in an impressive amount of tech. The engine here is a 755cc liquid-cooled parallel twin with 90 horsepower and 74.4 Nm of peak torque at 7,000 RPM. It still has its torque available a little higher than the MT, so it should be fairly easy to manage for newer riders, but the extra power is undeniable, especially with the lovely light 190 kilograms wet weight, and that is including the larger 15.2 litre tank. When it comes to tech features, the Hornet has a lot, with selectable torque control and wheelie control, throttle by wire, rider modes, and even a customizable mode that allows you to adjust the power and engine braking. The CB750 Hornet comes with Nissin brakes and Showa front fork, and for an extra £240 you can have an up and down quick shifter included. Starting at £7,200, this is some crazy value for money from Honda. For the complete rundown on the CB750 Hornet, check out our review. So the power is 90 horsepower, the seat height is 795mm, it weighs in at 190 kilograms wet, tank size is 15 15.2 litres and that price is £7,200. Now, when the time comes and you need insurance for your motorcycle or scooter, make sure to get a quote directly with Lexham by clicking the link in the top right corner now. With over 22 years of experience providing scooter and motorcycle insurance, along with several exclusive schemes only found at Lexham, you could well find the right insurance policy for you. Back on with the show. Time to step things up a bit in power and spec with the latest 2024 Kawasaki Z900 taking 6th place. This bike has been around for a while now, so it is tried and tested. The engine was updated in 2020 for Euro 5 and the latest model remains mostly unchanged apart from the new black and red paint scheme, which does look pretty sweet. The Z900 is powered by a 948cc inline 4 with 124 horsepower at 9,500 RPM. For a relatively affordable middleweight, we are approaching super naked territory here. Kawasaki are aiming for a more linear power delivery with this motorcycle, with smooth acceleration and plenty of pull across all ranges. So despite the power, it isn't quite as aggressive as some of the other hooligans on this list. Usually Kawasaki like to keep things basic in terms of rider rates, but the Z900 gets some ride modes including a low power mode that will reduce the power of the output of the bike by around 50%. Pretty nice when the weather is bad or if you simply want to build up your confidence before letting it off the leash. There is a slipper clutch as standard and full colour TFT dash with smartphone connectivity. If you want a bit more spec, the 2024 Z900 SE is coming later in the year, which already takes a great baseline and adds Brembo brakes and fully adjustable Olin suspension and a unique livery for an extra £2,000. The Kawasaki Z900 starts at £9,799 and remains a top contender in this competitive market. So the power is 124 horsepower, the seat height is 820mm, it weighs in at 212 kilograms wet, the tank size is 17 litres and the price is £9,799. Time for a bit of a wild card here. The Brutale 800R from MV Agusta meets us in the middle at 5th place. Make no mistake, this is a fantastic bike with crazy performance for the class, and when it comes to looks, there might not be anything cooler on the road. However, the colossal price tag has made it difficult to justify choosing the Brutale over one of its much cheaper rivals. In 2024, the Brutale R has somewhat changed that, with a more manageable power level and an only slightly unreasonable entry price. For those with unlimited budgets looking for that boutique option, the 140 horsepower Brutale RR is still the bike to go for, but now MV have managed to produce a version that is actually more in line with the rest of the market. The Brutale R uses a 798cc 3-cylinder engine with a maximum 112 horsepower at 11,000 RPM and 85 Nm of torque at 8,500 RPM. You can see from the stats this is a high revving bike with a sportier character compared to some of its hooligan rivals that prefer to go hard at the low end. It's still packing some competitive performance with as much tech included as possible, with multiple rider modes, switchable traction control, Bosch ABS and quick shifter. It also still looks drop dead gorgeous. With all this being said, the bike is still one of the most expensive on the list at £13,800, but compared to the 17 grand you'd normally spend on one of these, it is definitely worth considering. So the power is 112 horsepower, the seat height is 830mm, it weighs in at 175 kilograms dry, the tank size is 16.5 litres and the price £13,800. In at 4 we have the Ducati Monster. The Ducati Monster was redesigned a couple of years back in order to keep up with the stiff competition and is all the better for it. The latest model offers the premium features and styling you would expect from a modern Ducati without sacrificing any of its monster character. Ducati may have done away with the iconic trellis frame, but this is still very much a monster in its visual design. It oozes Italian style and manages to still somehow look as muscular as ever, despite actually being more compact and narrower to improve overall agility. The engine inside is the latest Euro 5 937cc Testa-Stretta engine with desmodromic timing. In plain English, the engine uses a complex valve timing system to improve performance and efficiency. This V-twin can pump out 111 horsepower with 93 Nm of torque at 6,500 RPM. With relatively light 188 kilograms wet weight, the Monster can compete with the best in the category, and the smooth power delivery makes it ideal on the road. The standard suite of rider aids include cornering ABS and traction control, as well as wheelie control that can be adjusted across multiple levels. There's an up-down quick shifter, multiple ride modes, and high-quality components across the board. The only weakness here is that, as with all Italian fashion statements, you have to pay for it. 2024 Monster starts at £11,295, which is close to £1,000 more than some of the equally high-spec alternatives here. Still, if you have the budget, it's a fabulous bike with that added street cred of a Ducati badge. So the power is 111 horsepower, the seat height is 820mm, adjustable to 800mm, the weight is 188 kilograms wet, the tank size is 14 litres, and the price is £11,295. Into the top 3 and in in third, we find the new KTM 990 Duke. For 2024, KTM's 890 Duke makes way for the all-new 990 Duke, which in their own words is the lightest, sharpest, most performance-focused mid-class naked motorcycle to ever wear the Duke nameplate, and that is something to be excited about. The most immediate thing to notice is the new, more compact visuals with squat, beefy proportions, aggressive angles, and a cool new front headlight setup. This thing looks amazing in my book. What do you guys reckon? Inside the all-new frame is a powerful 948cc LC8C parallel twin engine with a claimed 123 horsepower and a whopping 103 Nm of peak torque. With a lighter weight of 190 kilograms, the 990 Duke is the new power-to-weight ratio king of this category, and the performance is going to be impressive. As usual with KTM, there is high-quality components and features all round on this new motorcycle. Ride modes, smartphone connectivity, lean-sensitive traction control, and adjustable suspension are becoming pretty standard for the premium end of this category, and the 990 Duke will have it all. So the power is 123 horsepower, the seat height is 825mm, it's 179 kilograms dry, the tank size is 14.8 litres, and the price is £12,999. So just missing out on the top spot is the Yamaha MT-09. The original MT-09 pretty much turned this category on its head when it first arrived back in 2013. Yamaha introduced a new breed of aggressive hyper-naked that proved to be such a huge hit, it caused a chain reaction throughout the industry, with everyone stepping up their game to provide new models that could compete with it. In 2024, the outstanding MT-09 gets a big update to make it more competitive than ever. The latest model gets a brand new look with a redesigned front covering for its light setup and more minimalistic tank and bodywork. The bars have been lowered slightly to give a more aggressive riding stance, although they are two-way adjustable, so you can find your own sweet spot. On top of the new visuals, we also get a new electronic package with an improved dash and switch gear, smartphone connectivity, customizable ride modes, cruise control, back slip regulator, and a quick shifter as standard. Finally, fully adjustable suspension and new Brembo master cylinder for sharper braking at the front end to complete the additions. The only thing that remains unchanged for 2024 is the engine, and considering what a great job it has done so far, that isn't really a big surprise. An 847cc liquid-cooled 3-cylinder is at the heart of the 09 with 117 horsepower on command and the character-defining 93 Nm of torque that reaches peak as low down as 7,000 RPM. This is a true hooligan naked, and its aggressive pull won't be everyone's cup of tea, but its ability to put a smile on your face is hard to match. The standard MT-09 starts at £10,100, and considering its high spec and excellent character, it is one of the best value options on the market. For an extra £1,700, you can upgrade to the SP version, which comes with its own paint scheme, updated rider modes, upgraded Brembo-style Lima calipers, DLC-coated 41mm KYB gold front forks, and a fully adjustable Öhlins rear shock. So the power is 117 horsepower, the seat height is 820mm, it weighs in at 193 kilograms wet, the tank capacity is 14 litres, and the price, £10,100. Here it is, our number one pick for 2024. It's the Triumph Street Triple 765R. Triumph's beloved Street Triple R has been one of the gems of the category for as long as I can remember, and it received a major overhaul in 2023 to help it compete with some of its key rivals. The result is a naked street bike that once again sits at the top of the pile. The latest Street Triple 765R has everything you could wish for in a middleweight naked, with a high-spec, quality components, high-tech rider aids, and a beautifully updated visual design. As the name suggests, the Triple features a 765cc inline 3-cylinder with an impressive 118 horsepower and 80 Nm of torque. Combined with a 189 kilogram wet weight, we have one of the best power to weight ratios in the class. Triumph have poured all of their Moto2 knowledge into this new engine, and it shows. The suite of rider aids included is equally as impressive, considering the R is the base model. There are ride modes for every situation, including a fully customizable mode, switchable lean ankle sensitive traction control, a slip and assist clutch with an up and down quick shifter, you name it, the Street Triple 765R is packing it. Add that to the Brembo brakes and adjustable shower suspension, and we have an amazingly high spec bike for the price point. The road-focused Street Triple 765R starts at £9,595 and ticks pretty much every box. If you want to push things even further with more power and even more gadgetry, the RS version turns the Street Triple into a sporty track weapon for an extra £1,800. So the power is 118 horsepower, the seat height is 826mm, weighs in at 189 kilograms wet, tank size is 15 litres, and the price, £9,595. Which one out of the bunch would you pick? Let us know in the comments. Check out our top 10 motorcycles for 2024 up there, or watch Alex's Hornet review over there. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.